Would you be honest with me and say most of the issues within marriages start because of communication? Because, can I share a revelation with you? I asked God this issue. I said, God, why do men have an issue communicating? How many want to know that answer? Catch this. God told me back in Genesis, I was studying for the entire series, he said the issue with communications is this. Man was created alone. Oh, that went over your head right there. So if I'm created alone and been holding it down by myself, it is embedded into my system not to communicate, but only to do what I'm asked to do. Y'all missing this thing? So you telling me that all I gotta do is speak up and I will take my rightful position and begin to carry out the order? Because the Bible says that when he created Adam, he gave Adam a job. He said, name every creature. But before he gave Adam a job, he said, it's not good for man to be alone. But how can he be alone if God's there? Which shows me that God understands that you have a spiritual relation with me, but you don't have a physical relation with me. And so you still need a physical companion. Okay, y'all playing with me up in here. And so he created Adam alone. Adam don't know how to have a conversation with nobody. All he knows how to do is to name stuff that's presented to him. So when you present an issue, that's a problem. I can name it, but I can't tell you how to deal with it. I can teach you, we can present stuff. What we gonna do with this? I don't know. I know it's due by this date. So he brings all these animals. He says, what do you want to call it? Adam knows how to point out issues and to name problems.
All right.
That is embedded in our DNA as men. I can tell you this is what's wrong. I can tell you what it's called. But don't ask me how to fix it. Don't ask me, sit down and let's talk about it. I already told you, it's a dog. Well, can we just dialogue a little longer? No, I told you, it's a snake. Leave the snake alone. But how am I going to tell her it's a snake? I just told you, it's a snake. Won't you talk to me? I can't do this, man. Why you talking to me? I just told you, it's an elephant. Mama, he won't say nothing to me. I'm just leaving. Facebook status, I'm just so tired. Anybody hear me out there? I made the wrong decision. Well, baby, if you leave that way, you're going to marry another man, and it's going to be the same problem. Because we all come from Adam, just like you all come from Eve. There is no problem. So she went Adam, and she's like, won't you talk to me, Adam? I'm your wife. And Adam like, I already told you, my boo. And he's talking about, are we serious? What does it mean? Are we going to be together forever? Well, I already told you, my wife. What else you want me to say? Adam was created lonely. He was created alone. He don't know how to talk. Adam don't know how to talk. The dog couldn't teach him. The snake couldn't teach him. So God says, after he names all this issue, he says, all right, he still didn't find a helper for himself. So he caused a deep sleep to fall on him. All he want to do is sleep. We'll never go out. He came back. So catch this. I'm all in my other sermon. Okay. All right, so here we go. So he takes the ribs out and causes deep sleep. He presents, he fashions his wife. He brings her to him. Remember, Adam only knows how to do what he's been doing. So when he's presented Eve, he thinks it's time to work and name her. He starts the relationship by calling her what he knows her to be. So he says, you are a woman. You came out of me, so you should be my wife. So you are bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. So you are my wife. Bam, boom, we married. You can't get mad at him because he's not talking now, because the conversation wasn't a conversation when you met. He doesn't ask her, where you come from? Tell me about your family. What kind of work you do? How much you make? No, that's what y'all do. So Eve, because she was born on the scene, she has this mentality that she's never seen this stuff before, so she want to question and talk to everything so she can get an understanding of what's happening and what's around her. So that's why, because Adam ain't talking, she start having a conversation with something she never seen before. They're joined. Y'all face them. They're joined. They're walking together. Hold her hand. But she's like, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? It's called sun. I did that. It's always about you, isn't it, Adam? And so she's trying to start conversation. So how you feeling today now that you got me? You bone on my bone. So because she's frustrated with him not communicating in the marriage, she starts talking to something that's willing to talk to her. And so because Adam named it, he don't know the intellectual side of the snake, so he don't know what the snake is really capable of because he wasn't given that insight. So while she's talking to the snake, he's standing there talking about, oh, she just talked to the snake. I named it. And so she started having a conversation with the snake. Catch this. The snake says to her, how you doing? The first person who has a conversation with her, she's willing to talk. That's why y'all can go into a place with strangers, ladies. Hey, how you doing? Good morning. But as men, as husbands, we just walk, we just... What's up? Without opening up our mouths. And you like, I don't know what you're doing. He understands what I'm saying because we're made from the same people. Are y'all following me? So they're married. Their issue right now is communication. He can't communicate. She wants him to talk like she talk. You can't demand something out of him because it's something that's in him that is not in him no more. And maybe God took the bone of communication and fashioned you, and that's why you want to talk all the time, but I don't have it inside of me no more, so I need you to be connected to me, so when we're going through a negotiation, you do the talking and I just serve. You gotta learn how to compliment each other. I wish I had a church up in here. Stop being nagging about what he don't do and compliment what he don't do and strengthen the relationship because you are one. Slap five with your neighbor and say, I do. Thank you. You spending too much time talking about, well, he don't do this and he don't say that. I don't know how he feeling. If he's still by your side, compliment that. Like, Pastor, that's our problem in our marriage, man. It's just communication. The money okay. The bedroom is okay. But we just don't talk. We don't see eye to eye. So when I bring a problem, all he do is tell me what the issue is. But I want to know how we fix it. Pastor, please, can you give me an answer? And this is what just baffles me. Because they sit in my office and they say that. And I'm sitting in the back of my mind, okay, I got to do this from a pastoral perspective. Because as a man, I'm like, that's what we do. They come to my office and say, Pastor, church is packed, we ain't got nowhere to see him. That's a good thing. Go do what you got to do. That's just what we do. Is it an issue? Yeah, it's an issue. But you can't get mad that God created us like that.
Man.
The quickest way to settle that issue in your marriage when it comes to the communication piece is to embrace them. Babe, I know you didn't want me to bring this to you, but so I thought about what you said last week, and this is what I decided I think we can do. We can move this over here, move that over there, and probably, you know, switch this up. What do you think about that? Cool? That's good. That's good. Thank you, boo. I love you. Love you too. Past is not that easy. It is if you would get over, he ain't saying what I wanted him to say. You say it for him in a nice way.
Free us, sir.
This is where, I gotta get out of here, but this is where the issue comes in. It's when you come and you come from a perspective of yelling and anger and screaming and fighting and da-da-da-da-da, and you just like, oh, this we're gonna do this, da-da-da-da-da. And that's where the issue comes, because then he feels like he gotta be defensive with you.
Yep.
Because now you're reminding him of that bear he named. And he remembered the nails and the hair. Oh boy, this is gonna be so much fun this month. So I said all this to say this. Leave everybody else out of your marriage. Okay? And can I go a little further?